Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner. It is Thursday, the 28th of March. It's a bank holiday in Denmark, but I know it's not in the rest of the world, so we're doing a recording today. We'll start with Eli Lilly this morning, start of the day, and I have to mention I'm a shareholder, so it's just a disclaimer thing here. What can be said? Well, it actually formed a bearish engulfing about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Warning of a top reversal hasn't really materialized, and then it formed like an evening doji kind of pattern here, but it hasn't really materialized into a reversal of a trend. Eli Lilly is more stuck range bound between 730 and just below 800. If it can move above 800 and cancel those two top and reversal patterns here, well, then there is further upside potential for Eli Lilly. But around these levels, 725, 730, that is the key support to look out for. S&P 500, a little bit higher yesterday. Let's zoom in a little bit more here. Didn't take out the peak here, but we are still in an uptrend. So despite the massive divergence we have seen for quite some time, it is still trying to move higher. Didn't take out the peak here, but we are in an uptrend in this rising channel-like pattern here. If we have the RSI breaking above the falling trend line, expect higher levels, and it is not unlikely. Nasdaq 100 still trading sideways here. The top and reversal pattern here, the bearish engulf is still in play. Needs to close above the 18,465 to cancel that, but hasn't confirmed that it is in a correction phase. So for now, being stuck range bound, 17,808 is still the key level to look out for. Also higher here in Europe. EUROSTOXX 50 also pushing higher today, it seems. Trend as your friend. Could it push to 5,200? It is not unlikely. It's really hard to predict these targets when we haven't had really any correction. We actually need a correction to get some energy to the next move higher, if possible. DAX also higher this morning. It's trying to push higher a little bit. We are unchanged there, but yesterday was a very good day. We have cancelled the divergence, so we can remove that one, and we are on our way to 19,000. Will we get to 9,000? I believe so, but when it's a matter of time, really, I believe. Amsterdam index moving on. Also here we have the Amsterdam index also pushing higher, opening higher this morning. Key support 872. If we see a close below that, then this gap area here, and we gotta just borrow this a little bit, so we have that right there. That's the key support area, but for now we are pushing higher, especially after breaking above the falling trend line here. So yes, we have divergence, but I will put that on the side for now. We are pushing higher, and I think we will also move higher in coming days and weeks. CAC 40 testing the resistance here, or the previous peak, 8,229. I think we will move higher, and then we will see a push towards the 8,500. Will we get there? It's debatable, but it is in that direction. Look out for a break below the lower rising trend line there for a correction indication. Swiss markets still range bound here, but I think we will see a move higher. We have the positive RSI, we have no divergence, should move higher about 11,800 in coming days and weeks. Moving on to euro dollar, and it has taken a little bit unexpected turn here. So we have it currently testing the 108. Actually, currently, as we speak, we are below 108, 107.96 support level here, and it seems like it will break below. If we do get RSI to close above, below 40, well, we are looking at the 786 retracement at 107.56, possibly all the way down to around 107. Reason for this is 55 moving average coming down, and also the 200 moving average declining here. And in a couple of days' time, we will see what we call a death cross, where the 55 is breaking below the 200, and they are both declining. So that's a bit of a downside pressure. So I actually think in the coming days and weeks, we will see a push towards these levels down here around 108. The 21 also pushing lower, and the 100 is slightly flat, so a little bit rising, but these are in control now, so to speak. Cable or sterling dollar also pushing lower, and we have the 55 coming down here. So it's almost the same picture, not quite, because we have the 200 down here giving some support, but I think we will see a test of 126 and also 125.75. I believe we will see a push towards a 125 support area, 125, and a change here in the coming days going into next week. It actually needs to take out the 126.70 level here to demolish this picture, but it seems like the underlying trend and sentiment is down. Dollar yen struggling to break above the peak here, 2022 peak, just spiked a little bit above yesterday, but we are range bound, and it will remain so here maybe next couple of days. I think we could see a push higher towards the 153, 153 and a high, but I want confirmation. I haven't got it yet. And if it starts moving lower and take out the lows here at 150.25, then a larger correction could be seen to around 149, 149.20. Euro yen also to the weaker side, correction. It seems like we are going to have a correction down to 61.8 at 162.17. Around that level, there we have the 55 moving average coming up. It's not unlikely it will spike down to 161.30 level in a larger correction here. We had the divergence, I should have written on the chart, but nevertheless, we had the divergence here indicating that this was exhausting of the trend. So a correction ongoing on the euro yen. Aussie yen, also a correction, very close to be testing the 98.2 retracement and the 61.8 retracement. Around that level could also spike down to the 786, and let's just make it a little bit clear right there at 97.60, where we have the 55 moving average giving some support, but expected to be tested. And I also think it will be broken the 98.2. Aussie dollar, we haven't looked at in a while. Very close to be testing 64.85 support area. Around that we can see spiked a little bit lower over here. I think we will see a move towards the 64 level. We have the 55 crossing over the 200 in a couple of days, giving a pressure from the other side. The RSI testing key threshold at 40. A break below and a close below will mean lower levels on Aussie dollar. Dollar Canada still the 136.25 could be tested. Watch out for it. There is some underlying positive sentiment on that one. On the dollar Swiss actually, as we speak, trading higher today. If it also closes above 90.5, then it will most likely test the 91 key resistance here. But we had this it's not a shooting star, but kind of a shooting star, kind of a gravestone doji, but there shouldn't be any little shadow down here. But it is not confirmed. Let's see if we can get a bearish or bullish candle today. That would be a key. Finally, looking at the dollar index. Dollar index is, as we speak, above 104.24, testing the 786 retracement at 104.32. As we speak, we have the RSI back above 60, and if it does close above 60, well, we are back in positive sentiment and a likely move towards 104.88, possibly 105.80 level. Once again, yesterday, gold tried to break the 21.95 resistance. It closed more or less bang bang on it. We are trying again today if we do get a close above, and I think we will see that given that we have the RSI above 60 level, meaning we are in a positive sentiment, broken above its falling trend line, and there is just a slight, there's a little bit of divergence, but I think we will move higher and also test these 22 level again. And as I indicated here, we could move up to around the 22.70-75 level. Key support still 21.46. If you don't want to see a break below that, then this bullish picture has been demolished. We have silver in a correction phase, but it seems like the 38.2 retracement and 24.40 is holding on for now. There is risk down to the 61.8 as we have talked about, but for now it's still holding on. But let's see, it looks a little bit to the weaker side, but we are still in an uptrend nevertheless. Moving on to another metal, industrial metal here, we have copper stepping sideways, a little bit of volatility around the 400, almost dipping down to the 61.8 retracement at the 395, as we talked about yesterday, that it could still do that. So I will be a little bit cautious here, but the overall trend is bullish and it is up. Let's have a look at cocoa again. And this is by no means a trading advice or anything to go short or whatever, because we are in panic mode. We are in desperation mode. There are some chocolate manufacturers out there that really needs this this fruit. So it is really, it seems like we're in desperate times, and we could actually, despite the spike up yesterday and then a little bit of a collapse of 10,000 and then back low, it could have looked like it was the top pattern. It was not a clear one, and now yesterday we saw it being cancelled, more or less at least, with this bullish move here. So be very cautious. We are in panic mode and it is a very stretched uptrend. Let's just quickly have a look at what has been going on. I mean, we are coming from below 3,000 about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and now we are talking about 10,000. All right. And finally, I will leave with the US 10-year Treasury yields. As usual, stock range bound here between 4.15 and 4.35. We could test the 4.15 at the 61.8 retracement, but then we have the 51 moving average coming out, giving some support, so likely to be range bound. All right, that's all for today and all for March. That was the last day for me here in March. Have a nice Easter and happy trading.